You gotta have positive thinking. You gotta believe. I don't mean believe. I did not come here to discuss the theory of relativity, nor will I try to bore you with a lecture on nuclear physics. Instead, I'll bore you my own way. I'll leave all the other stuff to the scientists, like the Oppenheimers and the Grazianos and Mike Tysons and guys like that.
Jake, could you tell us what qualities make a great boxer, a world champion?
The few things. You gotta be determination. You gotta have willpower. You gotta have positive thinking. You gotta believe. I don't mean believe that you can do it. And then you get your confidence, and you just go out there and you keep winning. Gotta be determined. You gotta really believe. You gotta wish. You gotta like what you're doing. You gotta believe in it strongly, and you become healthy and happy, and everything else will go your way. Oh, I had that all through my boxing career. I had that determination, willpower, because I fought everybody. I didn't care who I fought. I know I could beat anybody I fought. And I felt positive about my attitude and everything like that. I had that for a long time. I still have it.
Your after-fight career, with the stand-up circuit, did you enjoy that?
Yeah, well, I went from one field to another field. I want to be able to talk in front of people. That's another positive attitude you gotta have. You gotta believe you could do it, and if you believe strong enough, you could do it.
When you walk into the ring, what's going through your mind?
Nothing. You're just thinking about killing the other guy before he kills you. You gotta hurt the other person before you hurt. He's gonna hurt you, so you're gonna prevent him from hurting you. So you're gonna hurt him back. Did I explain that right? You gotta try to hurt him back. It's a funny feeling. It's a funny feeling why people like to see other people get hurt. I don't know why. It's an instinct that's in everybody fights. Little kids fight, women fight, men fight. Everybody goes and gets to fight one time in his life. A lot of times, maybe more than once. It's a natural instinct that's in everyone. So you get mad and you want to fight back. Everybody has that instinct. Animals have that same instinct. People have that same instinct. Either kill or get killed. Fight or fight back. A lot of people fight. They don't know how to fight, but they fight anyhow.
What about the referees? Do you think the referees have changed?
They stopped the fight too early now. But maybe it's for the best, because my day we didn't think like that. We fought till we couldn't fight anymore. They stopped the fight earlier. I don't know whether that's good or bad. It's safer now, but they take away something else from the excitement of the sport. Well, I fought often, so I was always in shape. I fought a lot of times. I fought a lot of black men because nobody wanted to fight them. Nobody wanted to fight me, so we ended up fighting each other. And they made me make a good living, black people. So a lot of them were my fans. Because I gave them a chance to make a living. And they gave me a chance to make a living. Fighting in Madison Square Garden is like the actors going to the Academy Award. It's a big thing for fighters to be fighting in Madison Square Garden. That's when you really establish yourself. If you had a long career, you'd be very grateful of being able to fight in Madison Square Garden. It was a great, great feeling. It's not hard to explain. You can understand that, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's the epicenter of boxing.
Yeah.
It's what's the magic about the place?
What's the magic about that place? I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain it. And I know it was a big thrill to fight in Madison Square Garden. It was a big honor, a big thrill. It's a great part of a fighter's life, the feelings that they fought in Madison Square Garden.
What do you think about De Niro's portrayal of your life? How did he perform?
Oh, Robert De Niro. Oh, the greatest actor that ever lived. Pound for pound, he was a great guy. He did a great job. We boxed over 1,000 rounds together before we shot one for the film. And he was determined to become a fighter so badly that he did everything I told him. He was very cooperative, very good. We boxed over 1,000 rounds together. And when I got done with him, he could have fought professional. It really was that good. What an actor he is.
And what do you think of the film?
You know, the film was nominated for 8 Academy Awards. As superstar, Robert De Niro won the Oscar for Best Acting. I told the producers I like to play myself in a movie set to be Jakey and not the type. So I was thinking of putting Sammy Davis Jr. up there instead, but he couldn't do it either because he was too Jewish.
Has the bull been tamed over the years?
Oh, I imagine I'm a lot calmer than I used to be. Before I was always on edge. I was trained to be on edge, to trigger off. You're trained to hurt people. You're trained to hurt people before they hurt you. Gotta eat properly. Food, you make sure you eat the proper foods. Stay away from sex. Too much sex is no good for you. A little bit once in a while is not bad, but too much is no good.
Is this just in training or in general?
But I abstained from doing things like that because it was considered to be bad for you. But after it's all over, I realized that maybe a little bit wasn't so bad after all. But too much abstaining is terrible. After a fight, you have all the sex you want, drink a little booze once in a while. You know, you try to make up for it. But after a couple of nights, it's all over. And you go back to normal. You begin to be boring again. It begins to get boring. To be good in life, you gotta do boring things. I don't know, the word being good in life, you're gonna have to do boring things to be good. But you gotta learn to accept all these things because it's part of getting in shape. You gotta go, I don't know how to explain that. It's boring, it was boring. But there's gotta be an answer to it. I have to think about it. Because to stay in shape all the time is boring. In the ring, you gotta protect yourself at all times, otherwise you're gonna get hurt. Out of the ring, you gotta do the proper things if you want to be successful in life, and that's sacrifice, determination, willpower. You gotta sacrifice to do the right things, and then good things happen to you. But sometimes I wonder if it's worth it.
Why do you wonder?
Sometimes I wonder you deprive yourself of a lot of pleasures and good times to make a success out of your life. Like a lot of times, a lot of boring things you have to do to have a successful life later on. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're being tested all the time in life. For some reason, somebody out there keeps testing you. For some reason. I haven't come across the reason yet, but I will. I know I got an idea what it is.
You feel you get those answers as you get older? Does that come to you?
What?
Does that answer get closer as you get older, do you think?
Maybe. I don't know how old I have to get. What it's like to be about some lessons? Well, it only depends how old you are. How old. If you're young, means a lot. And if you're old, the older you get, the more it means. The more it means that you made it already. The people are calling you a legend from all over the world, and you don't feel any different. It's just the title they put upon you, and it makes me feel good. And I hope I continue to be a legend for the rest of my life. God bless you.
Great.
I had a great attitude about it. I was a mean, tough, vicious, and cruel person. Then I retired from the ring and I went into show business. Now my greatest pleasure is making people laugh, and if you don't laugh, I had a manager that had rare intelligence. He rarely showed it. This guy would steal a hot stove, but then come back for the smoke. Your toughest fight was trying to collect your money. And boy, he handled some pretty dumb fighters. He asked one guy, he said, how would you like to fight for the crown? The guy said, sure. He said, I'll fight Queen Elizabeth anytime. The same guy was always saying, I want to fight Mike Tyson. I want to fight Mike Tyson. Manager said, listen, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, you are Mike Tyson.